Hi, I'm Kabir. I'm a faculty in the discipline of chemical engineering at IIT Gandhinagar.
Yeah, I'm Chinmay Ghoroi, working as a professor in chemical engineering at IIT Gandhinagar.
I'm Harini, a PhD scholar in chemical engineering from IIT Gandhinagar.
Um, this particular project is about developing a new class of material additives that we have developed for the fuels used for space missions. Normally, the rockets which are used for space missions, they carry the solid propellants and the liquid propellants. Normally, for burning these propellants, one also require catalytic additives. These catalytic additives are an important component to be added in the fuel because in the absence of these, the fuel would not burn properly. At present, scientists are having a challenge of reducing the percentage of these catalytic additives. Typically, these catalytic additives take up to 30% of the entire fuel. Recently, scientists have also been thinking to utilize and replace these catalytic additives with nanomaterials. And one such nanomaterial that scientists have been working upon are boron-based nanomaterials. However, these boron-based nanomaterials have their own challenges as they form an oxide layer upon burning. At IIT Gandhinagar, our research group has developed a new class of nanomaterial that is rich in boron. And in this particular project, we utilized that nanomaterial for catalytic additives. Initially, the thought was, can we utilize these nanomaterial for improving the flowability of the fuels? As we started working more and more, we realized that our material also has a very high catalytic activity towards enhancing this energetic capacity of these materials. We also realized that these are not just acting as catalytic additives, these are also acting as energetic additives. This project was conceptualized when we were working with Professor Chinmay Ghoroi, and he was being visited by a team of DRDO scientists.
Once DRDO scientists from Advanced Center for Energetic Materials visited us and shows interest, and then they disclosed some of the problems they are facing in their site in Nasik. So one of the problem they are facing that while they are preparing the complex solid propellant which contains the propellant itself like ammonium perchlorate, and then fuel like aluminum particles, and then the HTPB, the polymer where they are dispersing these materials. The problem is that they need better mixing of all the component in the mixer so that they get a very nice burning profile. However, while you use the finer particles to improve the combustion profile, these finer particles normally are cohesive in nature and they agglomerate themselves, and then it is just opposite. You get the opposite result that you do the you reduce the particle size of the propellant, and actually instead of increasing your burning rate, it decreases due to that agglomeration problem. After surface engineering of these propellant particles, their flow increased, their density has increased. In fact, we found that now these particles are humidity resistant also. Means we have done experiments at 95% of relative humidity. We found that a specific coating or surface engineering gives the unaltered behavior of the particles. So while we are working on the solving the flow problems, out of the curiosity we started looking into how these nanoparticles are going to influence the decomposition behavior of ammonium perchlorate, and that's how our investigation has started. And then the work we have done with them on the flow improvement, we found that, there is an improvement of the exothermicity of this decomposition about 12 to 18%.
The magnitude by which the energy was enhancing was up to 70%, and what is remarkable is the 70% enhancement was happening just by an addition of 1% of a nanomaterial. What this essentially means is just by adding a pinch of a nanomaterial, we are enhancing the energy by a very, very high capacity. This is very important because when we are working with solid propellants, it is important for us to pack more and more energy in smaller and smaller volumes. Presently, we are in our stage to conduct some pilot scale studies at High Energy Material Research Laboratory, Pune. We are going to study the scalability of our material at kg scale. Right? When we are adding these boron-based nano-additives to those solid propellants, what is the effect that is going to happen? This research is going to be very beneficial for the Indian defense sector in particular, and a startup that is spearheaded by PhD student Harini, along with Professor Chinmay and me, we are going to precisely look into this problem.
Working with Professor Kabir, I have developed expertise in design, synthesis, and applied studies of boron-rich nanomaterials by using simple and scalable techniques for sustainable energy generation and storage applications. Synthesizing a new class of boron-rich nanomaterials and studying their impact as an additive for solid propellant has opened an avenue to realize their importance as an alternative additive for fuels used in missiles and rockets for defense and space applications, and working towards validating our technology at pilot scale by collaborating with HEMRL Pune and VSSC Trivandrum. Our work also has opened to diverse applications like as an electrode material for batteries, for hydrogen evolution by water splitting, and as an advanced material for solid-state hydrogen storage and for pyrotechnic applications. For hydrogen storage, we are working in collaboration with Sandia National Laboratories, California. Further, we are also interested to explore how our nano additive affect the performance of liquid aerospace fuels. For this, we have approached the GTRE lab, Bangalore. Our sincere hope is that the nanomaterial that was developed by us can be go-to catalyst for propellants. And we are looking forward for various support systems that can help us bring this technology to the market. Thank you.